Hi, my name's Norma Laver, and together with Jenny Walker, my friend, and our wonderful staff, we run a piece of cake decorating supplies in Thame in Oxfordshire. I'd like to show you how to recreate this cake, which is simple, quite effective I think. Could be used for Valentine's Day, an engagement cake, or for just a birthday. I'm going to show you how to cover a cake using this heart dummy. I've marzipaned it, so I won't show you how to marzipan because the procedure is just the same for marzipan or for icing. I'm using a fondant or sugar paste or rolled fondant. This is called cover paste, made by British Fermentation Products Limited. But I also like irregular icing. There are several other varieties in the market. Now I'm kneading it well without using any icing sugar. I want to get it nice and soft. I don't want to incorporate icing sugar because that will dry it out. But when I come to rolling out, I use a little bit of icing sugar to stop it sticking. Right, that should be okay. Right, now just a small covering of icing sugar. Gently to begin with. I'm just going in the middle, I'm not going over the edges. Marzipan spacers or sugar paste spacers are available that go either side, just to make sure that you keep it of an even thickness. They're available from our shop and are quite inexpensive and just quite good when you're beginning to make sure you get an even covering. Always check that the icing is free. Nothing worse than getting the shape, the size, the thickness you want, and you find it stuck to the table. I'm using the rolling pin to measure. I'm allowing how much, 3 inches either side for the drop and a little bit for the extra for the border. Now I like to use the rolling pin then just to smooth it, so I'm not rolling so much as smoothing over. At this stage, if any little air bubbles show, just pick them, put in at an angle, just about. It's a good idea to pin it onto yourself so that you know you haven't left it on the board. Nothing worse than covering a cake and not being able to find the pin and then thinking, is it under there, and having to strip the cake just to be on the safe side. Now I'm using a smoother just to go over the surface like that, just to get a good surface before I put the rolled icing onto the cake. Now you need to stick it. This is a dummy cake, so I'm just going to use water. Normally I would use sherry or vodka, gin, some form of alcohol, just to moisten the surface. I like to use my hand because then I can make sure that every surface is covered. And the board as well. You don't want it to be wet because you don't want water oozing out, you just want it to be damp. Right, I'm going to pick this up now, so I'll pull the sleeves up so I can use my hand and my forearms to support it. You don't want it to stretch. So, just gently lower it in place. Expelling any air bubbles, and just gently coaxing it. If it's a bit on the short side, as this is slightly. Now any shape that's got a point, do the point first. So for squares, you do all the points. Hexagonals, do all the points. Round, you just work your way round. It doesn't really matter where you start, but the point is you're gently easing it down into place. You don't want to be stretching it, just gently coaxing it down. If a fold forms like that, you just open the fold out, just carry on, just gently, gently. To the back there. When it's all down, you can just use a little bit more speed and force to just make sure it's all in place. And it's over the edge of the cake board. Trim the edge. Make sure you keep your knife straight, don't go in or out, try and keep it as straight as you can. In place, you can use just to sort of tidy it up over that edge, trimming again as necessary. And use your smoothers just to give it a bit of a polish. Now if you have covered, you don't have to cover the board, but if you have, the problem with ordinary conventional smoothers is that if you use them like that, you're going to dig into the bottom. So there are other smooths available which smooth the side and the bottom at the same time. And those could just be run round gently, taking the icing right into the point there. Right, again, go round and smooth that edge again. Right, now this piece is just used for, gather it into a ball, gather all the little bits up, and get a piece of cling film, put the lump in the middle, and gather up the sides. It can be done quite roughly, and that can be used to give it a final polish. This is a tip given to me by Tony Warren, who's a well-known cake decorator, and it really does make a big difference. You can use it over the edge. It will take on the shape there, and make sure that shape is the same all the way around. You can use the piece over the edge as well to smooth that edge. Right, so that looks like a good finish.